Hey, so many of you guys have asked me so many times actually the 1000R Sport Maverick models, or do I need the power of the 120 with the turbo with no intercooler, or what's the difference between those and then the big jump to, you know, the 172s, 181s, 195 horsepower machines. And they say, like, will these still have the fun factor? And there's not a lot of video on what these guys do as far as that goes, flicking them around, trail riding and all that kind of stuff. There's a lot of rock crawling videos because a lot of the RCs are a popular model. There's not a lot in the trail, so I'm just going to show you here while we just ripped up our yard, and we're kind of redoing a whole cool plan of all kinds of different stuff. We'll get to that in another episode, but it is tied into this. But however, while it's like this, and it's just a slight bit wet, it's kind of like your average trails, you know. It's not schlop by any means. Yeah, there's a little schlop right there, but it's just recent rain that fell. A little bit of just freshness to the dirt out here. So I'm just going to show you guys. I'm just going to fly around this corner right here and bring it around here and give it some kick over there out, and then you guys can just watch the wheels and watch them spin. And you know, all the people that have the questions, like, maybe you can tell from that video watching this if you don't think that there's enough give on the back end. So, you know, I'm going to try not to tip it because it looks like it's also going to grab and bite, but at the same time I'll try to give it the best example I can so you guys can kind of see how this machine handles. Alright, here we go. Alright, so enough of that funny funky stuff. That wasn't too high, just wanted to let you know that. And second of all, that was also in eco mode. So just gonna do the few passes again. I'm gonna put it into sport mode, but I'm gonna leave it in two wheel. I mean, yeah, we know four wheel's gonna grab, and you know, you don't want massive overspin in there unless you're flying down a fire road anyways, which anything will spin on. So yeah, you see it's grabbing some dirt, it's grabbing a little bite. Kind of your average trail stuff. If it's not bone dry, you got a little stick there going, right? So, you know, enough where you can't catch. It's kind of a nice way to test like this because, you know, it's not just like you're drifting over dry stuff, just sliding around. It's actually doing a nice, pretty even spread of my soil here. Maybe I don't have to get another load in for top. Maybe I could just keep going around and around here and close it in. Actually not bad. Kind of impressive there. So yeah, we'll just do a few more passes in sport mode. We'll stick with too high just to compare it. If that was in eco mode, and yeah, like a lot of people ask, is it good enough? Can you play around? And I always say yes, and they're like, yeah, but you're only 100 horsepower as opposed to your 195er. Well, there's an example where you don't use all the 195. If I did, the 195 would probably crank in about the corner and pull me out, and it would sound awesome and it would throw you back, but your tires are spinning a million miles an hour, not quite hooking up anymore too. So there's two sides to that story, right? So here, I'll show you. Let's go. Let's do this. So there you have her. What you can see, I won't know yet because I haven't watched it. What you can feel between eco and sport was pretty crazy actually. My first little push off here that was a little slow, I was wondering, oh, it's not too big of a difference. And then when I pumped it around the corner, I let it off right away a bit because I honestly just wasn't expecting it to do that. It's nothing crazy, but it's not that it had more bite at all. It probably spun the tires more, yes, but it just had more power. It was like, it's like the Eco was only, kind of feels like it's around 80%. I know some people say they're less for like program and whatever. This one honestly felt like a good 80% less. And then definitely the pickup right from the bottom end just seemed more instant and more boom in there, right? So yeah, you guys are gonna see it before I do the comments here on what it's gonna look like, what it's gonna do. If anything, it looked like it's kind of cleaned off the tires a little better, just like say from that little bit of extra spin. So that's the love of this machine. It's a sport mode, it's 64 wide, it's not the trail, and for 64 wide, it's funky because it's got the suspension so far out in the back, but everybody thought it'd be a problem with this machine with wheelbase, but it flicks and maneuvers. Like I'm whipping around. That chair's where I had the camera there, and I'm booting through here, cutting it through there, and like my experience through the bushes, this thing is nimble as heck for its size. You could have other 64-inch wides with definitely a wider turning radius for sure, but yeah, and you never feel like you're tipping whatsoever. It's very stable. Shocks are fairly stiff, but I don't know, I'm used to it. In the trails I like it. I think it's good. I got it on the softest setting of these three. I'm sure they're gonna wear in a bit. If it's a really muddy day, I'm gonna keep them I'll put them full stiff. If it's pretty muddy and crazy out, we're gonna go, puddle hunting and stuff like that. But for your average trail day, these machines I find are I don't like to say underdog, but they're the most kind of underrated, underrespected. You don't hear much about these guys breaking down. You don't hear much about any reliability issues. Maintenance is pretty damn easy on these guys. Go over and over. So it's not just about the machine. I'm just always impressed with this. Like it makes me feel, to be honest, because we do A lot of BC riding way up there in the mountains all the time. They're all around us out here. But that's pretty much where I was going to stay riding all the time. And I had to have like a $25,000 Canadian machine versus a 3540. I'm not going to cry because this doesn't have a turbo. It's like, I'm not going to whine even. I know it's going to keep up with everybody. I had an XP1K and I kept up with everybody, no problem. So on the dunes, yeah, people gain it a little bit on you, but depends on the driver, depends on the setup, depends on how you feel with the machine. Yeah, maybe this machine's great for me, but maybe it's not great for you. Like, it doesn't mean it's not a great machine, but it doesn't complement the way you're thinking and body moves and reacts to driving and driving style. Razor did pretty damn good for me as far as driving style and all that. I find this one is really cool. It's a really cool, tight, corner hugging kind of experience. The interior is just too damn comfortable to complain to, just the way it comes from stock, which is nice. Anyways, enough about the cool machine. Just want to show you, so hopefully that kind of explains to you guys. Like, a lot of guys say, like, will I have the fun factor? And I hope that showed you enough fun factor to think that, yeah, this machine's gonna do for me. I don't need to punch out another 10 grand to go crazy with the turbos or whatever. You can go a little less than 10 grand obviously, but then you're getting base model, all kinds of things. This rig is tight. If you buy this and this is really all you really need and you want comfort, man, this rig it's awesome. It's tight. It's gonna last you a long damn time. It's built really tight. Everything about, I just got no complaints about the darn thing. So there you go. More videos coming up real shortly, guys. Stay tuned. Happy 4th of July, everybody down south. Peace out.